It's the E and I'm smoking, aka Slayer, yes the one. Sharp as a blade, call me Shogun. I must talk about the beer with the bigger figure. St. Ives premium malt liquor. I drink the ultimate, not with the warrior, my man. A 40 ounce or a can. So on the STKA sneak tip, get the Bozak while I take a sip. Everybody's bugging. Why? A new brew is on the shelf. Time to ditch that old beer, kid, and go for self. Next time you're in the store, I suggest just stop and hold and grab the black and gray can with red Wolfman L or zigzag for the brothers' pants who sag down to their tin boots as the 40s pass. But you must be cool when sipping the St. Ives brew. It comes in small cans or 40 for the crew. It really don't matter, we drink it cold or hot. Bracken Britwell, Long Island, cause St. Ives hits the spot. But for now, I'm outie, plus I'm running low on fuel. Not petroleum, kid, but the St. Ives brew.
My love affair with hip-hop, I never fade away. Sincerely yours, LL Cool J.
The thing on social media is tough talking hip-hop. You can't intelligently debate with a lot of people, on Twitter and Facebook when you talk hip-hop, especially if they didn't grow up in the same era and with the same feel for the music. This episode is not the case. However, we have a difference of opinion here. I'm eclectic, and I say EPMD was a better group than A Tribe Called Quest.
I'm 12 Kyle, and I'm here to say that A Tribe Called Quest was better than EPMD.
Let's get it.
Let's go.
Only you will understand and appreciate what's about to happen.
Now this goes out to my people
Representing
E, a smooth operator operating correctly.
Now this goes out to my people
representing
Eclectic relaxation.
Now this goes out to my people
representing rock grooves and make moves with all the mommies.
E,
you conceited bastard.
Who rock grooves and make moves with all the mommies.
Allow to introduce myself. You want the man.
Who rock grooves and make moves with all the mommies.
You said I'm not the E. You wanna make it better.
Most critically acclaimed Pulitzer Prize winner, best storyteller, thug narrator.
When I step up in the place, they know I step correct.
Girls, rub on your titties.
Got that neck nod shit that make you break your neck.
E,
Look good but fuck ugly.
My attitude is all fucked up in real city.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous.
You gotta get your groove on. I speak clearly so you can understand.
E,
The dopest, flyest, OG pimp, hustler, gangster, player, hardcore motherfucker living today. To be honest, I am totally and completely on his dick.
Listen to this disc jockey's introduction to Montavani's Lazy Garden.
Welcome to the show. Listen, it's the Encyclopedia Hip Hop podcast. I'm eclectic. You already know that. Listen, if you listen to the show, if you download, if you subscribe, if you're on SoundCloud, if you're on Stitcher, if you're on iTunes, if you're on Twitter, you already know that 12 Kyle is on the show.
Yeah.
So welcome back to the show. People, listen, 12 Kyle.
First and foremost, man, thanks again for having me back on here, man. Always good to be on here. Always good to be talking hip hop.
Yep.
Man, it's been a minute. So, I've been listening to some old shows, man. The podcast is still dope, man. Even the old shows are still dope. So if this is your first time hearing me, and I don't necessarily know why it would be since I've been on here like 1,000 times.
Yes.
Go back and check some of the old shows, man. We got some heat. We got some more heat coming. So, like I said, man, good to be in the building. Good to be in the pod. Good to be in your ears.
Yeah.
We talking hip hop tonight.
No doubt. And then that's why we do the show the way we do, so it can stand the test of time. Hip hop is forever, unless you're listening to the radio right now. But today's show, it's the debate. It's one of the ongoing debate series that we're gonna have here on the EHH, the era. EPMD versus Tribe Called Quest. Now listen, we're going to preface this, or at least I'm going to preface it. I don't know what this guy's up to. I'm going to preface this by saying I am a fan of both groups. Both of these groups are in my personal top 5 hip-hop groups of all time. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say 5, definitely 10. Say 5. I own the majority. We're going to get into this a little later.
Of course we will.
The majority of both groups' discography. There's some controversy on how many albums are actually released. We'll get into that. It's the Godfather 3 thing. But what we're going to do is we're going to try to break this down. Maybe a point system. We're going to just see if we can agree at the end of this who's the better group. See if one of our opinions can change. I'm going to say probably not, but it's going to be fun trying.
Right.
So, to start this off, since I'm the host, I'm going to allow you to start. A Tribe Called Quest. We're going to go singles.
Okay.
We're going to go actual singles, their songs, The Tribe Called Quest. How many singles would you consider hands down hip hop classics? Like your personal top 50 and your top 50 classics. Not even just what you would think that the masses, not even personal, the masses will say, you know what, that's a bona fide top 50 hit right there. How many do you think they got?
I would probably say, you want me to list them out, or you want to just...
I mean, if you put out a number, I'm going to ask for the names.
Off the dome, I'm probably going to say Tribe probably, just to the masses, I think Tribe probably has at least 8 bona fide top 50 classics.
8.
At least 8.
8 out of 50. Do you realize how aggressive that is?
It's mad aggressive. I mean, like it's Bengals defense aggressive.
8. Would you please indulge me and the listeners and try to give me these magical, mystical, very artistical.
Well, I mean, and again, if anybody's listening, everybody listening, they know that you and I rarely, to be as big a hip hop heads as we are, we rarely agree. So I'm probably going to throw some out that you don't agree with, but you know, like you said, it's going to be fun trying to get these past you, right? All right. So first, I'm going. Let me start here. Let's start with jazz.
Jazz is not a top 50 hip hop class.
You don't think jazz? You don't think we got the jazz top 50?
Top 50? Absolutely not. No. Go ahead.
Yeah,
I love the song.
Of course. And much like you, I preface mine by saying I'm a huge fan of both of these groups. I have all of the albums from both groups.
Well, you know, that's important. You gotta have that.
And they both land within my top 10 as far as hip hop groups. More on that later. Okay, so now let's take it to so you didn't like jazz.
Nah, we're not gonna go with jazz.
Let's go. Can I Kick It?
Top 50. You know, that might sneak in the 45 to 50 range.
Okay.
Maybe Can I Kick It? Maybe Can I Kick It?
Okay. All right. Okay. Next, I'm gonna go Bonita Applebone.
You know, I'm going to say that is definitely a hip hop classic. Top 50. top 50 though.
Top 50. I mean, like that could be like 47.
We're saying out of all the hip hop songs ever made, Bonita Applebum.
Bonita Applebum, man. That was the lead off single. That was the lead off, for People's Instinctive.
When it's not really even a legit rap song. Maybe. I'm gonna put a maybe on that. Go ahead.
Okay, all right. So we had 2, right?
And the only reason why I'm hesitant is because personally, I think the remix is better than the original. So it's hard for me to be like, yeah, that's a classic. If it's another song, but go ahead.
All right, so I'm gonna try this one. Oh my God!
Absolutely not. Impossible. There's Tribe Called Quest fans who don't like that song.
I love that song.
It's impossible. And I like the song, even if after a while Busta gets a little obnoxious.
Now, see, I know that, based on your history of and how you like or dislike some of these albums, there's some songs that I could list that I know that I just because of the album that they fall on, I'm gonna have to stay away from those, right?
I don't know what you mean.
So, all right, so let's go lyrics to go.
No, it's not top 50.
Okay.
Good song, not top 50.
Very good song. All right. Luck of Lucian.
Absolutely not.
The
beat is incredible, but most hip hop heads, if you said, I want you to sit down and I just want you to name 100 rap songs, that song would never come up.
Yeah, but hip hop heads like us would. I think we would, but top 50 probably not. Probably not. So again, that was a curveball. All right, so let me stop playing. Okay. Can I kick it?
Yeah, we already did that.
You ain't lying. Did I do that already?
That was your second one after the Jazz.
Okay.
Listen,
I left my wallet in Elsa Gunn.
Absolutely not. It's not even a good song. I mean, it's a good song because of when it came out.
This song.
Listen, it's okay to love the song, but it's not even a dope. It's incredibly skippable.
All right, so let me go to the heavy hitters. Award tour.
Nah.
Nah, bro.
Dirty Turkish back flat and Fortin, Philip Bunker Barton, Perkaluma Burton, Durton, Boston.
It's top. It's probably
is there.
It's probably top 150. Listen, you gotta think. We're talking about every song that's ever made.
You guys listening see the shade. But it's okay.
Go ahead.
I mean, I'm running out of songs here.
You only got one more that I think is even possible. That's
Scenario.
Oh, I forgot about Scenario.
Of course you forgot about Scenario.
Top.
That's top. That might be top 20.
Absolutely not. But Scenario, I'm gonna say Scenario is in the top 50. I'm gonna give you that. Definitely give you that.
Okay. Let's see. Let's go. Electric Relaxation.
Well, listen. I personally cannot have any bad things to say about Electric
I was about to say, if you said that, I was about to get off this podcast.
Listen, my whole online presence is due to this, so I'm gonna put that in the 50. I'm gonna put that in the 50.
Yeah, that's a single right there. That's a major hit.
Now,
I go Check the Rhyme.
Check the Rhyme is damn close. I'm gonna give you a maybe on that. I think Check the Rhyme gets in easily. Cause I'm thinking 50 though.
50.
You see what I'm saying? But listen, I'm gonna give you a maybe on that. I can't imagine that there's anything else out of this group that could possibly be top 50.
Honestly, probably not. I mean, like I got like you said, because I'm a fan. And I'm pretty sure when you go into yours, you'll have some where you just a fan.
No, I'm gonna keep it 100% authentic. I'm not even gonna wave my fan flag. I'm gonna tell you.
Go see how this goes.
I'm gonna tell you what it is. There's almost no room for a debate. This is what it is. I'm not gonna throw out, gold digger. I'm gonna tell you this is what it is.
All right. So, but yeah, looking at the list here. Said Jazz. That's probably it. Cause like songs like Butter, I like, but
Butter's
that's not
great. It's not top 50.
That's not top 50.
No.
And then when I get to other albums, no matter what I throw across the plate, you're not swinging. So, so that's tally them up there. I didn't get 8, but I think I'm at 5. So
I have you at a solid. You have a half decent spades hand. I got you with 3 and 2 possibles.
So that's 5.
Yeah, if you playing space with me, you call that as 5, we gonna have problems.
Hey, we gonna win. We gonna win.
You have
we gonna win with this hand.
You have Can I Kick It, Scenario, and Electric Relaxation as bona fide fetties. You have Check the Rhyme and Bonita Applebum as possibles. That is me being as objective as possible.
All right.
Now, EPMD, Erica Parrish, Making Dollars, Erica Parrish, Millennium Ducats. I'm going to say has, in the top 50, I'm going to be realistic here. I'm going to say they have 5 in the possible to beat your 3 in the possible.
Okay.
So let's run it down.
Run it.
And I'm not even gonna pull any punches. We're gonna go with the obvious. You guys to chill. It's probably top 10.
Okay. Yeah. That's definitely top 50.
Then we're gonna go on the same album. Your Customer.
Top 50.
And I'm gonna say that because I know many hip hop heads who like Your Customer above You Got to Chill.
I don't know anybody that likes.
I do
because hey man, I just don't. But
I don't know. I don't know how you can argue Your Customer. If you want to, you can. At the end of this podcast, we're gonna put it to the people. I don't think there's any hip hop head that you know, regardless of if I know, that you know, that wouldn't say, "Oh, Your Customer's top 50."
I'm put this as a possible. Let's put this as a possible.
By all means. So what you're saying? Top 50. The track alone is top 50. Without them saying a word, it's top 50.
Okay.
Headbanger. There's a lot of people
Yeah,
I know.
I give you that.
There's a lot of people I know that put Headbanger above Scenario.
Nah, I wouldn't say that.
I'm just telling you what I hear on the streets.
Right.
Okay.
So you're at 3.
According to you, I'm at 4. I'm at 4, but whatever. I mean, I would understand you saying I don't know about Headbanger before Your Customer, but whatever. Now, I don't know how you're gonna feel about this one. I liken this one to your Bonita Applebum. Please listen to my demo.
Top 50, nah. But I love the song. That was one of the songs I think for most of us who really got into that first album, that was the song that really kind of put it over the top. Still,
I'm putting it at like a 48, 49, 50, but I'm thinking it's in there. Now I can understand if you say it's a possible or a flat out no. I get it.
Yeah,
that one's on
like
the fringe.
Scottie Pippen, it's not really worthy, but you might slide it in, but I can't slide it. I got it on the outside.
All right, that's fine. You can say no on that one. Now, me, I only have one other. I got two other ones that is possible top 50.
Okay. Jane is dope.
Now,
but I think when you think Jane, you think of the whole series, and you don't necessarily think of the one song.
Okay, so why can't we put the series as a?
If you go series, then yeah, I mean it possibly. I would give that a possible. So let's put this over here in the corner.
Yeah, write that down. Scribble that down.
J-A.
Yeah, but put parentheses. Haircut like Anita Baker. Put that in there. Okay. And my last one, and see, listen to what I'm saying. I came in here prepared. I didn't want to give you my favorites. I didn't want to say it wasn't me, it was the Fame, even though it was great. I didn't want to say Rampage, even though it has the great feature. I'm not going to say Gold Digger. I'm not going to say Crossover, even though those are all great songs, but I know that they're not top 50 material. They're definitely top 200 material, but they're not top 50.
Okay.
So the last one I'm going to give you, I got two I'm going to give you. First one, Strictly Business. Strictly Business is the Straight Outta Compton for EPMD.
That is an incredible song. I just don't know, when I think like the 50 greatest, and there's no knock on the song.
I shot the
Like,
sheriff. Don't get too close because you might get shot.
Exactly. And then when you add the video, that makes it even more incredible.
Shouts to MC Sheriff.
Oh man, yeah, that's probably on the outside looking in.
Okay.
As much as I love it, as much as I love it.
We'll put up two people. And the last one, it's my thing.
Nah, I can't put it. And you know what? Wow. I thought you were going to go. And I'm gonna tell you why. I thought if you would have gone, Gold Digger, or what was the other one you just named?
Crossover.
Rampage. Yeah, crossover. I might have given it consent. Yeah. And see, here's the thing. I think that's one of the joints that me and you really love, and I think everybody else, they love it, but they don't love it like that. Like real hip hop heads love that song, but I don't know that it's gonna find and fall in everybody's top 50.
See, that's my thing, man. Real hip hop heads love the song. That's why it's gonna be in the top 50. But listen, let's run it down. What do you got? You got
to chill, Headbanger, and then I got a bunch of possibles. So no, wait a minute. There was one more. You had what was the other one that you had? I didn't write that one down.
You're not keeping up on my shit.
I know. I got you. I got
Headbanger.
I got Headbanger. I got.
So what you're saying?
What you're saying? That was it. So
you got to chill.
Yeah, you got to chill, Headbanger. So what you're saying? Those are the three, and then two possibles with Your Customer and Jane.
Okay. So listen. So what my friend did, he purposely tied it up. Listen, we know that you listen. If you're listening, please comment, tweet, and explain to this guy. We know what he did.
Yeah.
We know what he did. So it's a wash. So we say it's a wash on that one. That's fucking ridiculous. But okay, here's a surefire win. Let's go to discography.
Okay.
Now, we could do this a couple of ways. We could go album for album as they were released, first album versus first album, second album versus second album, or we can play the matchups. What do you want to do?
Let's play the matchups, because if we go album for album, EPMD has more albums. So I think, Tribe is going to come up short on that end.
Spoiler alert, they're going to come up short anyway. but sure, let's go. Host will defer your choice. You pick the first album.
All right, so you just want me to give you an album and you give me a hit off the album? How do you want to do it?
You name an album, and I'm going to name the EPMD album to go against it.
Okay, I mean, let's go. Let's start off with People's Instinctive.
People's Instinctive. Okay, I'm going to take People's Instinctive, and I'm going to put that up against Unfinished Business. Now,
and so for those listening at home, Unfinished Business was their second album.
Their second album. It's a wash.
First album.
It's a wash if we put Strictly Business up against. They're getting raked over the coals. So I'm trying to give you a little bit of sway.
Well, we are. Well, see, the thing is, I already know where this is going, but I'm gonna play along.
Listen, I gave you the option. We could have went album for album. Right. You want to play the matchups?
And we gonna match. We can match up. We gonna match up. Let's go score for score.
Okay. So now, are you going to before you give me any preamble?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to tell me that you think in your 12 cow heart that People's Instinctive is better than Unfinished Business?
In my heart of hearts, Unfinished Business is slightly better than People's Instinctive. Slightly better. But now, and like, it took me a minute, even when, and I've admitted this on other shows, like, it took me a minute to warm up to People's Instinctive. It was one of those albums that I caught, I listened and had it, but I really, really dug it like years after it dropped. So I'll give you that. Match E.
Okay. You want to go with the next album? Or you want me to pick one?
Yeah, I mean, next we can go right there. We can go. Where are we going? Low end.
We're gonna go Low End Theory. So for Low End Theory, I'm gonna go. Business Never Personal. Now I know that Low End Theory is better than Business Never Personal. I'm not even gonna give you an argument.
Okay, I was about to say.
Listen, you got it. You got it. Business Never Personal, Low End, and most people's opinion, Low End is their best album. Not necessarily my opinion, but
not my opinion either.
So, I say we cut all the shit and go to the main event.
All right. Ding, 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 ding.
Midnight Marauders versus Strictly Business.
All right. So check it, right?
Go ahead. I can't wait to hear this.
I will say that pound for pound, in my personal opinion, and you can send all hate mail to me, I think Midnight Marauders is better. It's not a popular opinion, but Midnight Marauders to me is Tribe's best album. But again, most people say Low End. I think Strictly Business is EPMD's best album. It's my favorite album from EPMD.
That's why I wanted this matchup, because I think it's their best.
And you know what, man, to be honest, this is hard because you and I both know like albums have certain flows. I think you could make a case that and I've heard people say this before, that Midnight Marauders kind of tails off at the end a little bit, where Strictly Business doesn't. So if we go like let's say last three tracks. So you pull out your album covers right now. You go last three tracks on both albums. You can make a case that the last three tracks for Strictly Business are better than Midnight Marauders. For me, it's sentimental. So that's the only. Do I have any any quantitative data to stand behind it? No, I don't. It's just my favorite. That's all. And
so my position is this: Midnight Marauders was more of a, and we're saying this in the 2000 teens, but it was more of a modern day classic. When it came out, it was incredible. It was a modern day classic. Strictly Business came out, dropped, automatic hip hop classic, period, point blank, whatever.
Right.
Strictly Business kind of changed the game, while Midnight Marauders solidified Tribe Called Quest lane. True. It said, look, this is where Tribe Called Quest is. This is the sound. But in my opinion, the EPMD joint changed because before that, it was Run DMC, Run Go, DMC Go. It was Houdini, here's Jaleel, here's Ecstasy. But then these two come with the back and forth, finish the other rhyme, personality. It's like Run the DMC is pretty much the same. Ecstasy and Jaleel is pretty much the same. Prince Marky D and Kurosky is pretty the same. But these had distinct personalities, just like Tribe Called Quest. But one came first. So listen, in my opinion, and both of these albums are bona fide classics. Right. Strictly Business is a more elite classic. I liken it to this. Joe Montana and John Elway. Okay. You can't fair comparison. You can't argue either. You can't go wrong. You can't argue what they do. You can't argue the pedigree. But you're like, yeah, but Joe.
Right. And if you ask a lot of people, they'll tell you Joe is the GOAT.
That's all I'm saying. So I'm going to say, if we were going on a point system, I wouldn't take the full point on this. I'd take a half point.
Okay.
I would say Unfinished versus Peoples is one me. This Never Personal versus Low End is one you. And then this Strictly, and it's almost a wash, but I think I got a little bit of the classic factor because when you go to the songs and stuff, I think that it's more classic.
And you know what it is too, I think that, and we've seen people and we've heard people talk about it before. Midnight, some of the shine comes off of Midnight because of Low End. And that's not to say that it was a fall off, because it wasn't. But if Midnight had dropped before Low End, then it would it would probably feel different to people. So wherein you got EPMD, that's EPMD's first album, but people have to jump back in time and remember, and you made a great point that I actually agree with, that nobody sounded as far as a duo was concerned, nobody sounded, all we had was Run and Run DMC. That's all we had. So when EPMD came out with Strictly Business, we were like blown away. Like you said, as far as groups, it changed the game. I mean, if you don't have that album, you don't necessarily have the subsequent dope albums from groups that come beyond, after this. So I think Low End, as dope as Low End is, and for those who love Low End more than they love Midnight Marauders, it took a little bit. If you're going to compare the two between EPMD and Tribe, Low End kind of takes some of the shine off of Midnight. So that's where it falls. So I can't disagree with what you said. I can't. I mean, it's like I said, it's more sentimental to me.
Of course.
But if somebody said, well, no, that album better, I mean, you can't, like you said, I'd have to give it the slight edge.
Now,
and not argue.
And in my opinion, Low End is Tribe's Strictly Business, and Midnight Marauders is their unfinished business, in my opinion.
Right. I can agree with that.
Because People's Instinctive is classic because it's one of those retro classics. Like when they bring out the retro Jordans, you're like, damn, I didn't even really mess with those when they came out, but those is dope. Because most hip hop people, even if your hardest hip hop people, didn't really fuck with People's Instinctive when it came out.
Nah, when it came out, no.
They messed with Wallet, and they loved Applebaum and Can I Kick It? Mm-hmm. But the album, Ham and Eggs,
yeah,
they weren't really, and it took Low End Theory being really dope when Check the Rhyme came out. And Jazz came out, and Bugging Out came out. They was like, "Oh, I need more of this."
Right.
The only thing I can get is this. So then they start loving it. So, for a lot of people, Low End Theory is Tribe Called Quest's first album. Mm-hmm. For a lot of people, but okay. So I don't understand what's so funny here. So
because I know where this is going after this.
So we went. We went Unfinished Business, Strictly Business, and we went Business Never Personal, People's Instinctive, Low End Theory, and Midnight Marauders. So it's kind of unfair because you're officially done with a Tribe Called Quest albums because they only made 3, and I have all these other EPMD albums. So can we just chalk it up to I win the discography battle because you ran out of albums?
Well, before we even move on that, you probably want to tell everybody who's listening why you think Tribe didn't make any more albums after that.
Well, because after Midnight Marauders came out, they broke up and disbanded, and that was it.
Now, according to my notes here, there was an album called Beats, Rhymes, and Life. And then there was an album called The Love Movement.
Well, okay. Now on Twitter, my the official handle for the show is @TweetRhymesLife, and I got that from. I thought that was an EP that Tribe Called Quest. I didn't know it was a full album.
Okay,
I
so
wasn't aware.
what didn't you like about that album?
Listen, I mean, if I had, I guess I had to do some research to find out that
just off the top,
this thing actually exists. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, I'll try. So this is what happened. As a big Tribe Called Quest fan, I was a big Tribe fan. I heard tell that this album's coming out, and watching videos, and once again comes on.
Right.
Once again, sounds like the brand new Check the Rhyme. So I'm like, oh, it's about to go down. I run to the record store. I grab the joint. I run back home. Throw it in. There's a cassette tape. Who invited Consequence to the party? Consequence is on. They got like 15, 16 songs.
And he's on like half of them.
He's like on 8. And he's not sounding great on any of them.
Yeah. That wasn't.
Where's Fife?
Man.
And why is there so much singing on this thing? And who did the production? It sounds unfinished. It sounds like they was messing around in the studio and somebody said, you know what, we have a record, we have a contract, you got to put a record out. We're putting this out.
Right.
And on top of that, like I said, Consequence, they didn't introduce them right.
Yeah, and you took the words right out of my mouth, man. And again, and I still, to be honest, I still listen to this album from time to time. But I think, and you got to understand too, everybody listening, that when this album dropped, of course, this was pre-internet, so we didn't know. So the way that you described it, E, was the same way I listened to it. I listened to it, and so we don't know anything of, if this, I put it like this: if this album had dropped today, of course, we would have gotten, mad promotion. Oh, it's produced by such and such, and featuring Consequence, and then we would have been prepared. But all of a sudden, we get this guy rhyming on it. And like maybe halfway through the second or third song that he's on, they actually formally say his name is Consequence. So then we realize who he is. And to be honest, we still don't know who he is, but at least we have a name, right? And so at that point, it's like, okay. And not only is he rhyming, but Fife is absent, from some of the joints. So, it just, from that initial shock, I think that's what hit a lot of people. And to be honest, it turned a lot of people off. Because I'm a fan of the group, it didn't turn me off because I still find value in that album. But your reasons for saying that it's not an album, I get it.
Listen,
but
it's the equivalent. Look, and we're talking EPMD versus Tribe,
right?
And members of the squad. It's the equivalent of this. It's the equivalent of Business Never Personal comes out. And it's all PMD and Jamal. And you just realize, what? And this is before they introduced Jamal, before he has an album out. It's just, you turn it on and it's just PMD passing it to Jamal. You're like,
yeah, where's he?
Yeah, where's the first letter of this? Where's the first letter of this group? You see what
where's the Green-Eyed Bandit?
Exactly. So, listen, man. So once that happened.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, nah, man. And then this mockery, this.
Well, we don't even have to talk about that.
Okay. So
I think you and I made a pact years ago not to even talk about that album. So we won't talk about it.
So this is what I'm going to say to try to expedite.
I do like one song on that album.
There's nothing wrong with liking one song on the album. I like one song on this thing. Is once again. So
wait a minute, that's the only song you like on the album for real?
Man, listen.
Man, hold
I
on.
can't. Baby Fife's Return. Is that what I'm going to do?
Wait. Let me pull up.
I didn't like Stressed Out.
You didn't like? Oh, you ain't like the sing.
Nah, and I love Faith. But
you love Faith.
I love Faith, but no. I like once
Keep
again,
It Moving.
Nah, I'm good, man.
Wordplay.
I'm good, man.
Stressed Out.
No. I like once again. You'll
Mind
hear.
Power?
No, stop it. You'll hear once again instrumental on my podcast. I love once again. It was the only thing that was kind of a throwback to a Tribe Called Quest song in my mind. I couldn't do it.
Honestly, that's the albums that the songs that I just named are the only ones that I listen to. so we can move on.
Yeah. So to expedite this, I'm going to say, point goes to me on discography.
Yeah, you got Discography.
Okay.
Now, we already knew that. But.
We did know that. I just wanted to make sure that everyone knew that. Okay. So now let's go to MCs. Mm-hmm. We have Tip and Fife versus Eric and Parrish. Now, do you want to do this as duo versus duo or individual versus individual?
However you want to do it.
Listen. I'm the host, man. I'm gonna defer to you.
Let's go duo versus duo.
Okay. So, sir, are you going to tell me? Because when we're talking to MC, so we're not talking songs. Mm-hmm. We're talking lyrically. You're gonna tell me that you think in your 12 Kyle Heart of Hearts, the Tip and Fife lyrically together are better than Eric and Parrish Millennium Ducats.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I was throwing this out there as a softball to make sure that we were on the same page. But since you wanna play around, how are you going to back up this claim? What are you gonna do?
Here's the thing. I think when you look at and again, we have to look at the totality of it. And if you look at some of their best songs, I think just from me. And now there's some people that are, now again, let me preface it by saying, obviously I love both groups. Some people I've heard hip hop heads didn't necessarily like Eric's flow, his lisp and everything. I loved it. So his production, the whole nine. I think I give Tribe the slightest of edges because they always manage to say something, not necessarily rock him, blow you away type dope, but something witty that I could kind of take with me.
You're talking to Q-Tip and Fife?
Q-Tip and Fife. Like when Fife says, bust off on your couch, now you got cement furniture. Stuff like that. That's witty. So I personally, as a listener and a fan of hip hop, I appreciate subtle, witty stuff because I guess in the best way that I can describe it, E, is that sounds like something that I would say. Because I say witty stuff, right? So and that's no knock on Parrish and E. It's just that type of rhymes and those type of styles and stuff like that appeal to me a little bit more than what E and P had to offer. That's the only difference. For me, that's the only thing that separates the two. And then that's more of a personal thing.
Okay. So this is what I'm gonna bring to the table. Besides the fact that people around town talking this and that, how we sound like the R. Hey, so people saying that you sound like the greatest lyricist that ever picked up the microphone, that probably means something. But anyway, the wordplay that Eric and Parrish uses on their songs and the camaraderie, regardless of what happened, the friendship that oozed off of the tracks and how they fit together perfectly while being different. Eric Sermon is singing, and it's so amazing and all kind of stuff. But he
was singing.
But it goes perfectly with the song. It doesn't detract from the song. It actually adds and enhances the song and makes you the witty stuff. It makes you laugh. It makes you be like, hey, he bugging out, but it's still dope. And versus Tip and Fife sound like two different MCs on the same track. It sound like it's just these two dudes. It sounds like one is a feature on the other person's song. A lot of times, it's still a dope song because the song is dope, but it's so you got you got a dude rhyming about whatever the hell he's rhyming about. And then another dude coming in talking about busting off on your couch and the New York Mets. and so it's like, how do these people even know each other? You see what I'm saying? Except for like certain songs where they like, certain songs where they're like, this is what the song's about. We're gonna rhyme about what the song's about. Other times it's just, I'm gonna do my verse. I wrote a verse. And then I'm gonna write a verse. You know what I'm saying? So I think the cohesiveness and the oneness of Eric and Parrish with the lyrical ability that they had, because even though Eric Sermon has a list, the list made it dope, in my opinion. Listen, give me a song that you would nominate as the best display of the lyrical talents of Tip and Fife.
Song that would describe the best lyrical talents.
Because I already got mine.
Does it have to be both of them on the same song, or
Why wouldn't it be?
Wait a minute. The reason why I say that is because, like, for me, God Lives Through, I think Fife was just incredible on that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but obviously Tip wasn't on the song. So I may have to give you two songs. That's what I'm saying.
that lays to the point I was just making about the cohesiveness. Is that they got solo songs on their own albums, man. Who does that? What group does that? Is what I'm saying. You never just turned on like, oh, this is the P song. No.
Outkast did that. But that's another story for another day.
So, so you don't have a song. You got two songs. What I'm gonna do is say I don't even know what these two songs are, but I'm gonna say lyrically, Get the Bozak bodies them. Bodies them. Lyrically. Bodies.
I wouldn't say body.
I'm gonna say lyrically, with the flow. I mean, the beat is ridiculous. You can't.
We're not talking about beats.
We're not. I'm just talking the straight lyrics. If it was a cappella, you can't. You can't name a Tribe song lyrically that could compete with Get the Bozak.
That could lyrically compete with Get the Bozak.
Lyrically.
Again, it goes back to preference. I mean, because like if you look at something like jazz,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like they were flowing on jazz.
Mm-hmm. They were.
They were flowing on jazz.
Yeah.
I mean, Butter. I mean,
Mm-hmm. Game like Parker Brothers.
Exactly. So I mean, it goes back to your preference, and that's not to say that they weren't flowing. But I can understand. I can slightly understand your point.
I'm only talking lyrical. Put the songs together. Right. I'm just saying. I love Q-Tip. Well, I like Q-Tip. A lot of times you're like, what? Grits and Porgies. All right, man.
Hey, but that was dope when he said it, though.
Kinda dope. It was like, oh, all right, because I once had an orgy. Sure, man. Sure, though. And are we agreeing that Fife was better than Tip?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't know how you want to grade this one. I really don't think it's any competition here. I think if I have an edge, it's more than a slight edge. I don't think it's a blowout, but I really think I have the edge here. I don't know how we can quantify this one. We might have to table it. We might have to call it a wash for now.
Let's call it a wash.
But I really, really think that anybody that's really into hip hop is going to give me the edge on the lyrical on the MC. Look, let's take a quick break while we Get the Bozak so that you can see and understand what is happening. The way they go back and forth at the end of every verse. Eric could be like, so get the Bozak, P, and then parents should start rhyming, and then they'd be here and they get the Bozak. E, and then he start at the end of every verse. He just pass it back to just actually say. So. All right, so we'll be back after this.
So he was next.
Shazam. Let me tell you who I am. The ERCK, call me a lumberjack. Or a Midland warrior, doing damage to the world with the hurricane glory. I'm serious. You can say I'm furious. You're saying it in your mind, who is it because you're curious. Or a rap style. I heard by the usual, your body get damaged, but my brothers stay neutral.
While I'm making and taking, empty shaking and flaking, preheat my oven to 300 degrees and start baking. MCs like potatoes, beats kicking like Cato, getting philosophical like the Greek man Plato.
Who?
The Greek man Plato.
Who?
The Greek man Plato, but I'm the AKA flow, bro. As you all will know, I do a show. Pick up the dough and hoe. Break to the limo. Money in the pockets, Albie's hands on the ammo. Crack the old gold as we roll and stroll. Don't play bold, sucker, cause you was told. The spot in the box in 88 was sold, so quit the singing, come swinging, cause it's the beat that I'm bringing. Trying to whack you EPMD, you be Eugene on the heavy narcotic, such a speed of crack, because your rhymes mediocre, but your tracks are whack. Not fiction, but fact, black, believe that, and put away your demo, cause the brother's back, and get the Bozak.
Yo, as I sing and do my thing, I might sing Jane. All the whole shebang, but if I snap, doing the course of the rap, pat me on the back, throw the crowd a flap. Just to distract, till I'm intact. Get my fisherman hat, so I can map. Groove to the rhythm of a funky track like
yo, you smack me and I'll smack you back.
I come correct with the context, and then next, then flex and throw a hex on your whole complex. Then check for a second, yo, then say
R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
Respect for me, the E-double or the MC rap goddess. Cameo and PMD, we get all regards, so get the Bozak. Hey.
Yo, time to get funky and raw. Stomping mudholes and posses.
Like who?
Like Gigantor, cause when we roll, we come fully equipped. Mic in the hand, Thule, and spare clips like a detonator with no ticks. I then trip or slip or maybe flip while my DJ's on the mix. Never lost a bow, and if I did, it was fixed. You must be sick on my Disney. Like a gym hat, your shit ain't pumping and your rhymes are whack, cause you're a nickel dime sucker who ain't with Tommy Tucker. Like Charles said, you a part-time sucker who works OT. To be like me, the capital P, the M, I'm like D. The slaying MC on the S-P-O-T. Leave without a motive or a C-O-E, so get the Bozak.
Yo, the MC Grand Royal on the microphone. Terrorist mafioso, aka Capone. I know joke on the show got broke, so don't choke, no hoax, folks. I quote note for note, your mind flow on the rhyme I wrote.
What?
It does the wild thing, like my boy Tone Woke. It's a quit with the kit, the bit, the whole shit. Don't catch a nip fit, because my style legit. Brand new from the crew for you, no voodoo. A trick from the flicks, master Wu Kung Fu. Equipped with the posse and the time I need. Cock diesel like Rocky and Apollo Creed, so get the Bozak paid.
Yo, mic checking and checking and checking. Scan the crowd, then start wrecking. Either killed or be killed in the field of hip hop. Cause if you slow your blow, you get pop, mopped and dropped. If you snooze or lose, they come to ooze and booze. So I pop a no-dose, relax my lips and cruise. Pass a proof button sucker who's all about scheming, waxing the P twice. You must be dreaming cause as you moan and groan from the mouth your phone. Saying deep down inside, I should've left P alone. Cause it's a fact, black, that when I'm looping the track to lounge in the danger zone. Because I'm back, in fact, Jack. Before I launch my attack, premeditate my assassination and come strapped, playing rough and tough. But when I called your bluff, you try to post on the microphone, doctor got snuffed. So get the Bozak.
So get the Bozak.
So get the Bozak. Get the Bozak. You know what I'm saying, E-man? So it's riding the Bozak.
Tell them crab MCs like this, yo. Get the Bozak, get the Bozak, get the Bozak, get the Bozak, get the Bozak.
Yo. I don't play.
Welcome back to the show. Encyclopedia Hip Hop is versus Eric Parrish Making Dollars versus ATCQ.
Yeah.
We're here with 12 count.
Building.
So far, we went discography, we went singles, and we went MCs. And if you're using a real point system, I'm up. I'm up 2, but since my guy want to call things a wash, I'm only up 1.
Those of you scoring at home know what time it is, and you don't need a clock.
So I'm up 1 according to his scoring system. discography. We called a wash on the MCs, and we, because of his scoring, both with the singles was 3-2 possibles. It's such bullshit. Really, I'm up 3-0, to tell you the honest truth. But I'll take the one in stride. So we're gonna come up with crew affiliation. Hit Squad versus Native Tongues. Do we really need to debate this?
Of course we do.
Okay. I was trying. Mr. Kyle, are you going to tell me that you feel that the Native Tongues are better than the Hit Squad?
Pound for pound.
Yes.
If we go pound for pound.
Oh, man, if you go pound for pound, that includes Queen Latifah. That's unfair. That's totally unfair.
That was cold, son. That was cold. Damn.
Shots fired.
Oh, man. No, the shot slayed. Remember that picture was circulating around her? Queen Latifah with her top down?
Yeah, it looked like...
oh, my God.
Looked like basset hound ears on her stomach.
Just ruined all kind of whatever fantasies anybody ever had about Queen Latifah.
Yeah.
If you ever had any.
Like chocolate scrambled eggs. All right, go ahead.
It's awful. Pound for pound, yeah, I don't know. Shit. I got to give it to you. It's his squad, and the only reason I think his squad beats them and puts them over the top is Mr. Reginald Noble.
Oh, that's the A.
That's the only reason.
I'll take it.
The only reason. The only reason.
Regardless of the reason, I'll take it.
Yeah, the only reason. Reginald Noble. Everybody else, I think Native Crew can hold their own, especially now. And you got to keep in mind, Native Tongues has a collective. In their collective, one of the dopest groups that you and I both love. In fact, you love them a lot more than I do, and that's
De La Soul.
De La Soul. I mean, so hey,
I agree.
So that one's not it's not a runaway, but again, I think your guys get the edge because of Reggie Noble.
I didn't think I needed to say anything, and I do not need to say anything. That's what it is. Bigger impact. Now this is going to be a tough one depending on how you look at it, because as discussed earlier, EPMD dropped and changed the game. A Tribe Called Quest dropped and changed the lane. Look what I did there.
You're a poet and you don't even know.
That's right. See, so I mean, I'm going to give it to EPMD because of one, like I said, they changed how hip hop duos and groups rolled. They didn't go with the mold and the cookie cutter joint that was already there. And both of these groups that we're talking about disbanded and broke up. One, and neither one of them broke up with the aid of Twitter, Facebook, anything. But one broke up and people felt like they lost a child. Another one broke up and they were like, that's what happened. And when one got back together, people went out of their mind and it was on the news. The other one got back together to do some tours and people was like, oh, look who's back. They're doing some of their own songs. So, I'm going to give you this time to tell me where I'm wrong and how Tribe had a bigger impact, if that's possible.
Well, I think what you have to look at, and I see what you did there with your little with your little stories. But I think the thing that you have to keep in mind, especially when you talk about the breakups, you and I talked about this before. We lost our minds when EPMD broke up, but EPMD broke up before Tribe broke up. So we had never seen groups break up before, especially not in hip hop. We seen guys, leave and go solo and stuff like that in R&B, but we never saw it in hip hop. So EPMD may have been the first, at least the first on that level to break up. So
the Fat Boys broke up.
But
NWA broke up.
They did, but not on that level.
NWA broke up.
But even back then we didn't know how NWA was going to shake out. But when I think about impact, I think I think Tribe just had a bigger impact. And I wrote a couple of things down as far as just groups and people that Tribe basically, I don't want to say made, but had major influences.
Oh, I can't wait. Go ahead.
First and foremost, one group who I know for a fact would not be here, and they are arguably a top 5, maybe top 10 group, hip hop group, depending on who you ask, and that's Outkast. There's no way that you get an Outkast if you don't have a Tribe Called Quest. There's no way that you get a De La Soul if you don't have a Tribe Called Quest. So
De La Soul was out before that.
But again, I think their influence.
No, you wouldn't have Tribe if it wasn't for De La.
No, but I think you still had. I think their influence, even though they came out before them, I know they came out before them. I'm talking about just as far as the impact of what they brought to the game. So I still say them. I say Outkast, and then I go even to musicians like Pharrell, right? Beatmaker. I mean, like Pharrell, he doesn't get into the weird stuff in a whole nine if he's not influenced by Tip and Fight. Who else? The Roots, another group, different style, but when you have the creative genius of a guy like Questlove, heavily influenced by Tribe Called Quest, right? And then last but not least, man, love him, hate him, do what you want with him, there's no Kanye West. And Kanye West, arguably, like I said, love him or hate him, is the biggest star in hip hop right now. Love him or hate him, there's no bigger influence on Kanye West than a Tribe Called Quest. So I don't think if you ask Kanye West who is his musical influences, he ain't gonna say EPMD. I'm just sorry, he's not. So right. I think that a Tribe gave birth, because even like you said, a group like De La was already here, gave life to these acts, and I think that's what helped propel the game.
Okay, so this is what I'm going to say about that.
Mm-hmm.
What I was speaking and what you're speaking is two totally different things, in my opinion.
Okay.
I think I'm talking about impact on hip hop, and you're talking about a musical impact. And I think that is two totally different things. I think that a lot of the influences that you have mentioned has to do more so with production than it does with the actual group and their songs. It's not like I was influenced when I heard the Skytail Beeper joint, or when I heard What, or a classic example of a date rape. It was more so, well, they were using these jazz samples that I never heard before, and they looped this stuff a little different than anybody that was doing stuff, which is true. Now, on the flip side, if it wasn't EPMD and Eric Sermon's production with all the funk, it would have been tough to have Redman, and it would have been tough to have a lot of stuff that Dre did, and a lot of stuff that the West Coast did, and the South, because Eric Sermon took that stuff to Atlanta after the breakup. He was down there. He had Rick Ross on his team before Rick Ross was Rick Ross. And he put him on his album before you knew who the hell he was. But he was down there with Too Short. He was doing a lot of that stuff. You can trace back to that. And that's just influenced music. I don't even care about that musical influence. I'm just talking straight hip-hop head. So, whereas one changed the game of how the groups are going, one gave birth or gave life to a new generation of people or groups, mainly because that's when those people were growing up and being introduced to hip-hop. By this time, EPMD was already broken up. So they didn't get the influence. You know, like I know, that people don't go back and do the knowledge. They don't do the history, the hip-hop history. So they're not going to be like, oh, this Tribe Called Quest group is dope. What other groups don't I know about?
Right.
They're not going to do that. They're just going to roll with it. If you're 12, and that's when Low End Theory comes out, and then you're 14, and that's when Midnight Marauders come out, that's going to shape you. Just like when I'm young and Strictly Business comes out. Okay. And then, so it's about when you were introduced to them. It just so happens that since these guys came later, their influence is on the groups and the people that's doing stuff now. Whereas we probably would agree upon, if a lot of people took their influence from some 88 joints, hip-hop would probably be in a better place.
True indeed.
True indeed. So I mean, I get your part on the impact. I mean, nobody, Kendrick Lamar is not going to be like, I really loved Jane 2. but he will tell you that, Pubic Enemy was influential somehow or something. So, I mean, I get that. I mean, I think it's a wash, man, because it's two different eras. It's two different generations. I think hip-hop impact, I got it. I think musical impact, because like you said, Pharrell, sure. But is he really,
but he's Pharrell.
I mean, he's Pharrell, but I mean, really, is that, Tribe probably influenced Lauryn Hill and the Fugees.
Of course.
Yeah, but I mean,
I don't think it.
But my thing is, the reason why I'm saying it's a wash is because as all the influences that we talk about, you don't have a Tribe without EPMD. Is what I'm saying. That's why I can't go with influence like that, because if it's not these dudes going back and forth like that, you're not gonna have a Check the Rhyme. It's just not.
Yeah.
No, you're not, because think of the other groups that came out.
Yeah, if you look at it like that, because they came first. Yeah. I can get you on that.
But for real, look at the other groups though. When EPMD, you had NWA. NWA they was just a group of MCs. They didn't do it back and forth and have rhyme patterns and schemes and songs like that. What other groups? Cash Money and Marvelous, Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince? I mean, who else shaped and gave you, that was going to give you where De La Soul and Tribe and 3 times, where did they pull their influence from? It wasn't Houdini and it wasn't Run DMC. Where did they get that?
Right.
Who else could it be? Because all the other people that you named came in the 90s. So, I mean, if I could look, I'm up like three zips.
Nah, you said it's a wash.
No, so I'm saying if I took it, I could give you the 1 and still be up. It's not. It's charity.
Be down by 1. It'd be 3-2.
It would be 2-1. You don't have 1. You haven't won 1 yet.
Oh my God.
I got discography, and I got crew. I really have MCs, and I really have singles, but you call them a wash. So it's 2 zip. If I give you,
no, I got 1. I won the first one. And then we said the other one was a wash.
No.
I need to write this down.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you the quick recap. We started off with singles that you would consider classics, top 50 classics. Both of us came up with, according to him, 3 bona fide and 2 possibles.
You said 3 and Impossible. I said 3 and Impossible for you.
Exactly. So that's a wash. You think just because you said
I had 5.
Listen.
You said you called mine 3 and Impossible.
I called yours 3 and 2 possibles, and then that's what you spoiled them. You said yours. I said you got 3 and 2 possibles. Then I did mine, and you said, well, you have 3 and 2 possibles. That's a wash. Just because you say you got 6 or 5 don't mean you got 5. This is a debate here. This is not. I could go in and say, well, I got 20. That don't mean I win. Stop it. You're cheating. So I said I had 3 and 2 possibles. You said you had 3 and 2 possibles. So that's a wash. Then we went discography. I won that one. And then we went Better MCs, Tip and Fife, Erica Parrish. We agreed that it was a wash. So I was still up 1 because of discography. Then we went Better Crew, and I won that one. So that's 2 to zip. Is there any argument here?
I don't know how you're calculating this, but okay, well, let's roll. Okay, 2 zip.
2 zip. Now this impact, I mean, if you want it, I can give it to you. I don't think you deserve it.
I definitely deserve it.
Okay, you got it. 2-1. Posse cut. Headbanger versus Scenario. What are you going to do?
Scenario.
You're saying it's a better song.
Yeah, Scenario is better.
If you're taking your, what do you call it? Personal, emotional out of it. How you feel about it. You take and you go song for song. And like you've never heard, you don't know any of these right. MCs on any of these songs, and they sit you down and play one, and they sit you down and play the other one. You're going to tell me that Scenario is a better song? Scenario
was the last song on arguably Tribe's best album. Scenario, man, and I love Headbanger. I love Headbanger to death.
Okay,
Reggie Noble's verse is one of the best verses ever.
Okay, let me try to dig down a little bit deeper here. Lyrically, you're telling me that the lyrics on Scenario are better than the lyrics on Headbanger.
If you go top to bottom,
yes.
You asked me which one is better. Now, you didn't say lyrically. You said which.
That's what I'm asking.
Better.
That's what I'm asking you right now. I'm asking you that right now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I still go Scenario.
You're saying lyrically that the lyrics on Scenario.
I still go Scenario, man. I mean,
lyrically. You're saying Busta Rhymes had lyrically a better verse than anybody on Scenario.
No, I'm not going to say that. I mean, Redman's verse is the best verse of the out of everybody of all the MCs.
We're not arguing that. You're filibustering. What I'm saying is, line for line, you're telling me
Scenario wins for me over Headbanger. Cheer. The silence kills me.
We'll move on. In my opinion, and I've said this many a time, for an MC or for a group to be in my top 5, 10, 15, 20, they have to have at least 1 or 2 dope story rhymes.
Okay.
Tribe Called Quest has what?
As far as dope story rhymes?
Yes.
I couldn't off the top of my head, I couldn't give you the actual number. I will say this.
Please name one.
I will say this.
I mean, Butter could kind of count.
Have more.
Butter could kind of count.
Yeah, Butter would count. But I think EPMD would have more because that seems like more. I don't want to say more of their style, but they were much better at story type.
They were much better at rhyming. They're lyrically better. I mean, that is a skill and that is a talent.
So I'll give you that.
Okay.
That you get.
So if we're talking stories, so
talking stories. I mean, because the Jane series is enough.
Jane, who's booty? So many. So I mean, I think that's another one for me.
He's writing it down.
I'm just saying. I think that's another one for me. Now this is unfair, but I'm throwing it out there anyway. Stylish. Who's the more stylish?
Style.
Who's physical?
I say Tribe.
Oh my God.
And the reason why I say Tribe is because like Tribe came with. You got to remember when Tribe dropped, and for a lot of people, at least just for me, like. First time I saw him was obviously the video, Left from Wild and El Segundo. And, you know, these guys were dressed like, you know, we had never seen nobody like kente cloth and dashikis and all kind of stuff like that. So it was different. And then, like, if I will give Tribe the edge as far as style because Phife was probably, I don't want to say probably, Phife was the first person in hip hop that I remember seeing rocking throwback jerseys.
But he wasn't.
He was the first one that I saw.
He's the first one that you saw because you never saw the I Need Love video with LL rocking the Braves jersey. It's fine, but go ahead.
We're not talking. Well, you find a way to work LL in every conversation.
You literally just said.
I'm surprised you haven't mentioned AZ yet.
You literally just said rocking a throwback jersey, and I named something that came out like 5 years before when the guy was rocking the jersey. I don't know what else you want from me.
So to answer the question, style, I go Tribe.
So I'm gonna go with the fact that these dudes rocking the gold, the fisherman hats that people still rock, and they were the first to give a credence to a whole bunch of vehicles. He drives a Corvette, I drive a Samurai Suzuki. They're on the cover with the Benzes, and they're doing stories about the Benzes on Please Listen to My Demo, dreaming about them. The IROCs with the ground effect kits. No, absolutely not. Nobody was trying to emulate a Tribe Called Quest. People were emulating. People dressed up as EPMD for Halloween. And if you have throwback parties, they still do. No one says, I'm going as Tip. No one says, no one says, yo, Kyle, you come.
I know people that go as Run DMC.
But I do, is what I'm saying. But neither one of us knows anybody saying, I'm gonna rock that Jerobi at the fucking throwback party. That's what I'm saying. No one is going as Ali Shaheed Muhammad.
I'm going as Shaheed.
That's all I'm saying. So I don't know how you could possibly. I know people that's like, yo, I'm gonna go get the fisherman hat, the gold cable, and then my boy is gonna do the same thing. We're gonna be EPMD. Just like they would go get the Godfather hats, the gold, and the Adidas to be Run DMC. Those are the only groups that I know people did that for. Now, the other group, the Southern group, they might do that, you know, because one of them wear costumes off top. So, you know, whatever you can do about that. It's no way I can give you stylish. There's no way I can do that.
I can't rock that. I think Tribe. Like I said, the way that they came out,
no one's gonna agree with you.
Nobody.
No one's gonna
Everybody's gonna agree.
No.
Hit me up on Twitter at 12.
Listen. When you listen to this bang, I want you to put the questions and put them on your Facebook.
We're gonna put them on Facebook. We're gonna put it, and I'm gonna tag you on them.
Tag me
on Facebook. We're gonna do the little poll. We can do the polls on the Twitter if you want.
We can do all of it.
Throw it up on the blog as well.
You will lose them all.
No, we will win.
The only way you're gonna win is a few with all these 25-year-olds that don't know anything about EPMD because they don't do nothing. But anyway, lastly, I'm just gonna throw this one down. It's no way. Listen, let's say I give you all the ones that I don't want to give you. I'm still up one.
Right.
I'm still up one. So the last category that I got will put me up 2 if we were playing beat by 2. If I'm shooting a shot and you like, nah, beat by 2, I'm about to beat by 2. Solos. Take a sip. Solos. I dare you.
You mean solo albums?
Solo albums. I dare you.
Well,
they both have it. All 4 have it. All 4 has it.
You know what, man? I treat Q-Tip solo album like I treat it like I treat Love Movement, man. I just wasn't feeling it.
Exactly. And I
to be honest, I was more into Phife solo joints.
I own Phife solo joints.
Me too.
But yeah, no. Absolutely not.
I mean, no, you get that.
I know I get that. Beat by 2. Now, so
I think I'm down 1, but
we're done though. So,
of course we're done.
Okay. Do you have anything else? If you have any other categories, if you have anything else you want to bring to the table, I will allow it. I don't know what else you could possibly do. Go ahead.
It goes back to what I said at the beginning. I mean, like it's all subjective. I mean, obviously there's going to be some people that love Tribe.
Yes.
There's going to be some people that love EPMD, and to be honest, you can't go wrong either way.
Absolutely not.
But
we're trying to be subjective as possible.
We're trying to be subjective
because I like both, and I think that Midnight Marauders and Low End Theory are better than the majority of things EPMD put out. It's just that EPMD put out more.
Yeah, they did.
And I think that Strictly Business though is better than everything. I think that I think Strictly Business is better than everything, and I think that everything else. Well, I think that Midnight Marauders and Low End Theory are better than everything else.
So let me ask you this, and I know we're done with our questions. So let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
If we would have ever gotten another Tribe album,
mm-hmm.
How do you think it would have been good? Do you think it would have been great? Do you think it would have just been okay? Just based on what we know, let's put them in a box. Let's say, obviously we can't do it now. Rest in peace. I mean, it goes without saying. Rest in peace, Fife. Let's say 3 years ago, if we would have gotten a Tribe Called Quest album, would it have been good? Would have been great? Would have sucked?
I think it would have been. I think it would have had the potential of being really good, but I fear that they would fall victim to what other people do and have mad features. People on there that don't belong on there.
Right.
If they gave us a straight Tribe Called Quest with those 4 dudes, I think it would have been really good with the advancement in production and different people that could, if they really got the native tongues on the track, if they really did another posse cut, a scenario 2, and they gave Fife his solo and Tip his solo and had Shaheed do the production and maybe brought in a LES or Pete Rock and had Large Pro and had Nas on there and really did like a album, I think it could have been really good. But I fear it would have turned into a speaker box Love Below. Whereas I'm going to do this other shit over here, you do your shit over there, we're going to put it out and make this money. Because even though we cool, I'm really not fucking with you. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, that's fair.
Because really, it's no reason why Tip shouldn't have put out like some kind of maxi single EP just to Fife. You know what I'm saying by now? There's really no reason why that shouldn't have happened.
And I've heard people say that, and I tried not to get into the debate as to, if they were cool at the time to Fife. I mean, because Fife's passing, obviously.
But even if you're not, you should still have some kind of,
yeah. It should be something. I mean,
there's no reason for that.
I don't know, man. I try not to tap it because we don't know them personally, but and you and I talked even after Fife passed, and it was. You didn't really even see a lot coming out of Q-Tip's camp as far as, I don't know. And I don't know how you expect somebody to quantify your relationship or your feelings about somebody that you care about in 140 characters. That being said, I thought the same thing you did. In fact, I tweeted it not long after Fife passed. I'm like, okay, well, there should be some type of Fife tribute or something coming. And, we got shout outs from other rappers and other songs. And honestly, I haven't heard anything from Q-Tip.
Right.
Anything.
Yeah.
I mean, other than, him talking at the funeral and stuff like that. So but I agree with you. I think it had the potential to be, if we travel back 3 years ago, I think it could have been a very good album. And you hit the nail on the head. You always wonder and worry about, will they fall victim to, trying to keep up with today's crowd, because to be honest, Fife passed, and a lot of people know Fife, but it was a lot of, a lot of younger generation. They had maybe seen Fife before, they'd heard him before, but not like how we literally grew up on their music. So Fife, obviously, in A Tribe Called Quest means a lot more to us than it does everybody else.
That's the same thing as if God forbid Eric Sermon dies.
Right.
People, Twitter would be like, oh, another dude died. And you have your small sect that'll be like, damn. But these people don't know this dude like that.
I think you'd said something about it. You had tweeted something about it, something to the effect of, like, you hated when people like that die because it's you get these tributes on Twitter and stuff and social media.
Then it turns into a competition of I like them more, or I was on them all along. Oh, now and that's why I do this podcast. That's why I do a show about the Hilltop Hustlers, and I do a show about De La Soul, and I do a show about Coochie Rap, because I want to celebrate these artists and this era and this generation while they're still here, and maybe open up a few ears to them so we can listen to them and celebrate them now instead of having to do if I can, let me think who. Special Ed just passed away, so let me play Think About It, or let me play I Got It Made, and now people are like, yeah, he was in the garbage, he was in the dump when he did it. Like, let's talk about it now. And a lot of people, they'll find out somebody died, then they'll run to YouTube and listen to some stuff, and then they'll just tweet out, oh yeah, this guy. I'm like, you don't even. So
right, exactly.
But that's why we do these shows, and we have fun. We go EPMD and Trial Called Quest, but we both agree that both of them dope. They're probably, like I said, in my top 5 groups of all time. I think EPMD is second, De La Soul's number 1, because I think De La Soul's better than both of these groups. But I got like De La Soul, EPMD, Trial Called Quest, personal. See, I can't talk personal because I have Super Lover C and Casanova Rudd in there, but so
oh God,
but girls that got a lock, pump it up.
I gotcha.
Exactly. Shout outs to Casanova Rudd, who follows me on Twitter.
But I thought that was so dope when that song came out. I don't even remember what year that came out. I just thought it was so dope.
1, 2, we'll pump it up for 1, 2.
Yes.
Come on, get some. Stop yelling. Anyway, we're doing Super Lover C, Casanova Run, 15-minute podcast at some point.
Yeah, that's got to be a quick hitter.
Yeah. But anything that you want to throw out there before we get out of here? We got a lot of verses coming up, so this is not the first debate, or the last debate rather, that you're gonna hear from us. We got some things coming, and he's gonna be wrong again.
Never. I mean,
you lost this one.
Again, first and foremost, man, thanks again for having me on the show. Anybody who's heard me on this podcast before, I mean, I was the first one on here. We did the Mary Joint, the Mary J. Great podcast, by the way. If you haven't heard that, go back and listen to it. The Mary J. Kill Hip Hop. So you know how he structures his questions and his, all the stuff going on. So, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm used to it. I've known this guy for years. I'm used to it. But big ups to you for having me on again. If you haven't done so already, make sure that you follow me on Twitter at 12Kyle, the number 12KYLE. Make sure that you check out my podcast. I got a new podcast. It's called 12Kyle Podcast. I drop a podcast just about every week, talking about just about any and everything. A lot of fun, just talking about love, relationships, dating, sex, music, hip hop. I cover it all. I mean, I'm dope. I mean, it's pretty much all I gotta say.
Very humble.
Humble superstar. That's me.
Okay. So with that bit said, listen, we're gonna get out of here. Until next time. In the meantime, in between time, hip hop.
5,000.
Yo, throw
never touch a girl owned by me or I ruin ya. Slap you with my mic simultaneously as I'm doing ya. First, I owned one of them. From you took some of them. Now my job is flying position and simply running them. Truth, they call me Soup, but hey, call me no other than Super Lover C or you see, or Super Lover Man, or either Calente. But here's a brief in reality. Me's out in Puerto Rican, but black is my nationality. Pumped to make them jump, and the girls I owe them a visit. Said I said it's a blizzard, well just what type of blizzard is it? Well, Super is a storm, and the microphone's what I'm speaking to. Maneuvers cause the wind, and the thunder's the beat you're freaking to. Doping up a show and performing, we are enhancing. Soup and Rud is doing work when T-Spunk is doing the dance and entertaining, hyping up, but causing you to get down. Soup and Rud be doing work, but ain't doing the James Brown. James Brown. I got 'em locked, pump it up. Girls, I got 'em locked, pump it up. Girls, I got 'em locked, pump it up. Girls, I got 'em locked, pump it up. Maybe to your rappers a language that should be foreign. Cause motivated, positive, funky rap you be barring. Your vocals just be starting for super edits and lyrical lines that get them jumping and frantic and all hysterical. Similar to reaction I get when girls will be listening to my funky jazz and my picture cover the kissing of my super rappers raw. And I'm not here to just claim fame, get stupid and I kick a rap to bust your whole mainframe. So every funky jam I get ill on, make sure you hear of it. One just took your girl, so don't front like you ain't aware of it. I'm your entertainer, causing you to get down. So bust a soup and rock your pump without doing the James Brown. James Brown. I got 'em locked, pump it up. Girls, I got 'em locked, pump it up. Girls, I got 'em locked, pump it up. Girls, I got 'em locked, pump it up. 1, 2, I pump it up. 1, 2, 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 1, 2, I pump it up. Now come on, get some. Stop yelling it, yelling it, yelling it, yelling it.